the latest book by award-winning author Jerry Apps is a bit of a family affair.
That's right. It's a cookbook that Jerry wrote with his daughter, Susan Apps Bodilli. Old Farm Country Cookbook contains recipes, menus, all kinds of stories and memories about cooking on the family farm during the 30s and 40s and all of the traditions passed down among the generations. And Jerry and his daughter, Susan, are both with us today. Nice to see you both.
Nice being here.
Jerry, this is a great idea. Tell us how you came up with this idea.
Well, actually, it was my editor at the Historical Society Press who suggested, have you ever thought about doing a cookbook? I said, no. And she said, well, people might be interested, especially if you were able to write some stories connected to the recipes. Yeah. And so rather than have it organized by desserts and all that kind of stuff, it's organized around stories.
Well, and these are from when you were growing up, your mother's recipes.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. And it was the 30s and the 40s, and it's cooking on a wood stove without electricity, without indoor plumbing. That was my background, and so it's a little different.
Yeah.
Now, Susie was busy trying to translate these recipes about a slow oven and cook to put enough pepper in so that it tastes right and all that sort of. She translated all that into so today's cooks can follow the recipes.
And Susan, are these recipes from your grandmother that you remember growing up?
Interestingly, when I remember her in her kitchen, she didn't even use recipes.
It's all from her mind, right?
Exactly. She just knew how to cook. So when I went back and took a look at the recipes in the recipe box, we talked about whether we should leave them as they were, as artifacts from the time, or should I translate them so people today could cook from them? And so we decided to go ahead and translate them. And several things like the one in the front there, that banana bread recipe, it does say cook in a slow oven.
Well, we should point out what we have here. I'm going to try to hold
yeah.
This is your grandmother, your mother's actual
that's
recipe box.
That's it.
I mean, so we're talking like almost 100 years old, right?
It goes back to, I suppose, back to when they were first married in 1924. So.
What a
Unbelievable.
keepsake that is.
Yeah.
And it was just full of little pieces of paper and little pieces of cardboard where she had scratched down just mostly lists of ingredients with no directions. So in order to write the recipes for the cookbook, my mother, I have to give her credit, she's an excellent cook too. So she helped us translate and rewrite them for the cookbook.
Oh, and how fun to work together. It must have been a great experience. I'd love to do something like this with my dad.
Well, we actually do a lot of writing projects together as a family. So, he's the writer, but it ends up being lots of family input when there's food involved.
And these are kind of comfort foods, right?
Well, that's true. Although some of them are very ethnic. We're German in background, and so there's a whole chapter on sauerkraut.
Oh, that's great.
Sauerkraut and wieners, sauerkraut and pork chops, sauerkraut and ham, sauerkraut baked, sauerkraut fried, sauerkraut
applies to so many people in Wisconsin too. That's Wisconsin.
If you want to know about sauerkraut, here it is.
Where was your family farm in Wisconsin?
Well, it's 2 miles from the farm that I have now, and
really?
just west of Wild Rose in Waushara County. Just 2 miles up the road from where we have our farm now.
Oh, wow.
So,
Oh, that's fantastic.
And where can everybody get the book? The book is available wherever books are sold?
Every place.
Amazon, right?
Amazon, but it's available at Barnes & Noble and at the bookstores in town. And
Mr. Demi on Monroe Street, we did they have our books too.
Yeah, Mr. Demi is another good place to get them.
And we have a book signing as well coming up.
Well,
right?
don't forget now, folks, tomorrow we are in Sauk City.
McFarland's.
At McFarland's, yes. And signing books and giving a talk at 10 o'clock. And on the 17th of the month, Sunday, we are in Montello.
Okay.
At a bookstore there. And we are there at 1 o'clock on the 17th.
And recipes is one thing. The other thing I thought that you said was cool was that there's family stories tied to it.
Exactly.
Give me one real quick story that is in the book. Just a little tease, don't give away too much.
Well, now, this one has a lot of interesting asides. We depended on game in the fall.
Right.
We hunted for squirrels and rabbits and all that sort of thing. And one of the stories, as we developed this book, Susan checked, and her mother checked all of the recipes. They tried them, and I said, "Susie, now you got to work on the squirrel recipe." She said, "I absolutely refuse to do a squirrel recipe."
But it's been interesting because when we do book talks, and we've done several now, the whole idea of the fried squirrel it just makes people talk about all the squirrel they ate.
That's what makes it
growing up.
a unique, great story.
Yeah,
You gotta-
exactly.
You got to have
Up
those
here.
stories. Well, best of luck
Right.
Yeah,
in the
thank you
book.
very
10 to 2 at McFarland's tomorrow. So go out and check it out, and Jerry will tell more of those stories.
Exactly.
Great to see you guys.
Great to see you
Thanks.
both. Have wonderful holidays.
Thank you very much.
You too.